Hey, it's the Chief, bonding with board games. And Dexter Robinson, who is the guy that gave me the nickname of, quote, the Chief, is going to be doing some segments for bonding with board games. Now, some of you may not know Dexter, so let me kind of tell you who he is. He is the reason I even got started with the Dice Tower. I had been listening to Tom when he lived back in Korea, and he was doing a lot of outreach gaming stuff with guys on the base. I used to be in the Army. I was only in Korea for a couple of weeks. But he was doing a lot of different things using games to connect with people. And as most of you know, or a lot of you know, I'm a sergeant with the police department out in Kansas. And I thought, you know what, I think I can do this, and I can do it with a high school that was pretty close to our main station, our substation. And I knew if I got some cops and we went in and worked with the school that it would work. And it just so happened I worked with their AVID program, and the very first day that we were in there doing games, I meet this, happens to be an African-American kid named Dexter, who loves Ticket to Ride. He actually comes up and says, "This is my game." And I sent a little email off to Tom just saying, thanks for the inspiration. And Tom's a very generous guy. He emailed me back and said, I love the story. How about you record a little audio something, and I'll just throw it on my podcast. And I was like, wow. I mean, I almost said no, because I was thinking, what am I going to say? You know, what am I going to put on there? And then I thought, you know what? This is a great story. I like the story. And I was getting so much out of my relationship with Dexter, it turned into kind of a mentorship. Not kind of, it turned into a mentorship role. And I thought, this must be meant to be, and this will allow us to bond even more in this unified deal. We did a short little 5-minute segment where Dexter, it was the first time he'd ever even heard of kind of our Euro hobby games. So what we would do is older games and do a little 5-minute, hey, we played this. I know you guys know it, but some may not. And what Dexter thought of it and what I thought of it. So it was kind of a retro segment with a high school kid, which was kind of novel. That led to me getting into videos with the Dice Tower and everything else. Well, here's what happened. Dexter's now 24 years old, or 25. I think he's 24. He has 3 kids. And we would stay in touch now and then. And I'd recently called him and said, hey, I got my own show. Come do some videos with me. And he just kept missing appointments, or he wouldn't call back after I left a message. And I wasn't sure what was going on. And he finally told me, Chief, I'm homeless. And I was like, wow, what are you talking about? Now, I'm not going to go into too much of his problems. No substance abuse, nothing like that. No gambling or anything. It's mostly some poor decisions, and I would say problem with women, maybe. No, women. And I just, I hadn't talked to him about 6 months, so I felt bad. I said, I will come pick you up, and I will pay you to do segments on my show. I can't pay you much. I told him I would pay him $20, basically $20 an hour, but he could just come in and we would film, 2 or 3 segments in that hour, and we would play games beforehand and get him used to these deals, and we would film. And he said, okay. And I told my wife, hey, we'll give him a meal, we'll do some other things. So here's what happened. We filmed some segments. You're going to be seeing those. I'm going to be putting them out over the next few weeks. They're older games. They're not probably going to be too many newer games or brand new breaking releases. And when I went to drop him back off where he was staying temporarily, I went to pay him, and he refused my money, which is fine. I really tried. I tried to do the old grandpa thing where you're sliding it into his pocket. And it was funny how that role reversed, because I'm trying to sneak it into his gloves. It's kind of cold outside, and he's like, no, Chief, I'm not taking your money. I had fun. I'm just glad we can do the segment. I am trying to do some things like get him motivated, get his spirits up. I think gaming helped. I'm reaching out to a few people I know to see if we can find a job that would fit his skill levels and things. So all that's going on, but I want to take a note. If you appreciate Dexter's segments when they come out, there is a donate button on YouTube. Now, I don't need the money. I've got a career. I do all these videos more from a hobby standpoint. I've talked to a few people in the industry saying, in 13 years when I retire, I may do something working for a company or something like that just to stay busy, but that's all my aspirations. This is my hobby. But if you donate and you want to donate, I will send that money to Dexter. Now, I'm not just going to give him a pile of cash or even 15 bucks. I'll give it to him when he comes and films, and I'll tell him, hey, your work's appreciated, and these are what the folks are sending in because they like your work. And I will pay him based on just, hey, you got $30 in since the last time you filmed, here's $30. If for whatever odd reason he gets more than that, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to parse that out over time, just to make sure he's kind of squared away. He's trying to get his license unsuspended, which is a little costly. So and I'm a big proponent of, don't just give a man a fish, teach him to fish. All right, so that whole aspect. So the idea is he's going to work. He's going to do videos on my channel. I'm going to continue to try to give him the $20. But if donations come in, I even mentioned to him, hey, every once in a while I'll get a donation that just slides in because someone says, I loved your review of this video. I said, if that happens to you, that's money you've earned. That's not money I'm just charity giving you. And he said, okay, I would take that. So by no means do you have to. There's I mean, he told me he's having fun shooting the videos and it lifted his spirits. So I think he's getting enough out of it already that he didn't feel like it was work and he needed to get paid. So that being said, as the Dexter segments come out, enjoy them. Hopefully we have a good chemistry together. I like the kid. It's funny, 25-year-olds are now kids. And having him over here, he really, really loved tumbling dice. And we played more games than we needed to for him to get a review in. He was laughing, joking. Then we went and broke bread. So good times, and see you guys later. Chief, bonding with board games.